guys, and welcome to another episode. Today I'm sitting down with my man, Tom. It's been a little while since we've done an update on Trybe, but of course we've had a bunch of new developments. Trybe 2.0 just came out, Tom.
Yeah, finally. It's been a long road, I'll tell you that much. Software development is slow at the best of times, but when you start involving blockchain, and especially a new blockchain like EOS, things just take way longer than you ever expect them to take. But we've got there. I mean, there's still a few bugs, and we're still in beta. But essentially, the new platform is built. You can use it. Does everything that it's more or less everything that it's supposed to do. Still a couple of features to be released, but hopefully we'll be releasing them this week, really, or this week or next week. That's the withdrawal function, so you can withdraw tokens from the site, and the power up function, so you can add tokens to your user account on the site to get more rating power, more voting power, more social posts, etc.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much done. So yeah.
And it's come a long way, man. I love it. Like, I love the way that the site has turned out. It's just a lot easier to use. It's a little bit simpler, but it's just got a much more intuitive interface. And of course, is a lot faster, which is kind of like one of the things we've been struggling with for a long time, is just getting that speed up and that efficiency. And there's a little bit, quick load time when you come in. And then after that, clicking through to an article is instantaneous. So that's super cool. I want to peel back a couple of layers on some of this stuff. But first, I know we always like to do the market update. Tom, what the hell is going on out there?
I don't know, but I really hope that it's going up. Finally, I don't know. People are talking about it's going to bottom out again. Look, I hope that this time that's just not true. I think there's a few things. I think institutional money is starting to come into the system, or at least people know that it's coming really soon, and they're preparing for that. I think that's one of them. I think, there's instability around stock markets and around global economies. So more people are probably starting to put their money into crypto. Yeah. I think a lot of people are just waiting on the sidelines too, to be honest. People waiting on the sidelines. Everyone knew it was going to bottom out and start going up at some point. People were just waiting for that to happen. And now it's shown strong enough signs of that happening, and people are starting to go all in on crypto again.
Yeah.
And probably also the Chinese-US trade war is probably having some sort of effect as well. Who knows, man? It's a crypto market. It could be aliens for all I know.
Definitely. My personal belief, not financial advice, obviously I'm not a financial advisor, so it's just my opinion. I think that the bear market is done. I think we might see a little bit of a touch back down, but there's too much action going on, man. People who had kind of gotten in, and a lot of which unfortunately probably ended up getting burned in the last bull run, are sitting around the coffee pot at work, and they're all talking about Bitcoin these days. Like, adoption is way up, and people are starting to buy back in. And like you said, a lot of institutional investors who were on the sidelines for a long time are kind of starting to buy Bitcoin. And I think it's going to be an interesting year, man. I'm not going to call anything because I'll probably be wrong, but I'm going to think that we're going to see at least probably, just my guess, again, not financial advice, like who am I, but I think we're going to see another like 50K Bitcoin. I really do. I think 40 to 50K Bitcoin this year. That's my prediction. And
I wouldn't be surprised if you're right. Yeah, because people know Bitcoin can be worth 20,000 now, right? Like, it's been there before. It won't take too long to get back there. People just be like, okay. And then they'll expect it to go higher as well. Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for a much, much stronger market coming. And, massive firms are starting to invest in Bitcoin now too. Trillions of dollars could potentially, billions and possibly even trillions could start to come into the market. So it's just still such a tiny market, like $200 billion total market cap or something. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's not even comparable to any of the 100, top 5 or top 500 Fortune 500 companies. The entire market cap of crypto is not even close.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
so here's hoping.
Yeah, and the halvening,
yeah, of Bitcoin. That's true. That's happening as well. So the halvening is happening.
Happening. I've never actually said that word.
It sounds like the introduction to a new TV series like Game of Thrones. The Harvening is happening. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, no, I'm
Anyway,
gonna put some music in
yeah.
there. But no, it's cool. Like, it's good to see some life. You know, I think like for me, I would love to see like a slow and steady build. Like these parabolic, insane rises are the kind of things that, you know, get people to FOMO in, dump in a bunch of money, and expect Bitcoin to go to $1 million overnight. And then of course it goes up, and you know, and then what goes up must come down as it kind of hits a correction. I would rather see sustainability based on, you know, based on actual use cases. But I think we're due for one more of these just insane parabolic rises. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. That's what I see happening. Back to the
Yeah,
goods, man. Let's talk about
I
Trybe
agree.
2.0. Trybe 2.0 is out. I love the way that we have the two themes as well. We've got the dark theme, and then we've kind of got the regular theme, and the improved like interface and all sorts of new functions, like the social feed, of course, which I think is going to be really popular, where you can kind of like post. It's more like an Instagram kind of Facebook, where it just goes to your friends and you can like post pictures. You can be able to rate those and kind of gain tokens for those.
Exactly. I think that will be one of the big things actually, which kind of propels Tribe into more mass adoption, because at the moment it's limited. It's really limited to people who can write, you know, good articles. You know, you can't really earn tokens very easily on the site unless you're a reasonably good writer. And that's great because we want to build up as much sort of high quality content as we can. And that's kind of the, you know, the driving force, the main idea and the core of what Tribe offers. But we do want to give like just regular users the ability to invite their friends, post posts, earn a few tokens, you know, in a kind of a more sort of gamified sort of way. And I think having that social feed where you'll be able to earn tokens just from posting regular posts, you know, maybe just a link to an article or something useful. Like, we don't just want people to post rubbish in there, but we're not going to be controlling that. People can post whatever they like, I guess. But what I think will give the token value is to post those posts, you'll have to have a rank. Like, if you're just a novice level, you only be able to post one post a day, you know, and the higher you rank, the more posts a day you'll be able to post, and so the more you'll be able to earn, essentially. So it's a bit of a pay to play kind of system, in that, you know, if you want to earn more tokens, then you need to add more tokens to your on-site account. But you're not really paying those tokens. In the end, you can withdraw them anyway. I mean, you're just staking them, really. You're just sort of staking them on site in order to be able to create more social posts and to be able to earn more tokens from the system. So yeah, I think that's going to be kind of one of our core features, and one of the first things that gives the Trybe token real value and incentivizes people to purchase the token. So that should be happening, coming out in the next week or two. The page is already built. We're just testing the functionality with scatter and, you know, updating people's token balance and that kind of thing. So
yeah, for anybody who's kind of looking in, they're like, well, that sounds a lot like another social platform. I'm not going to lie to you. We may have gotten some inspiration from another social platform. But I think what we're doing a little bit differently than Steam is that you have a capped amount. Like, it's not just, you can't just go to infinity with the amount of tokens that you keep in your site. There is a maximum amount of tokens that you can have. And not only that, but people still have the opportunity on Trybe to get exposure, even if they're like a new content creator. They still have their placement inside of the feed, and they still get as much opportunity as anybody else to actually have their stuff read and reviewed. So I'm pretty stoked about us having like a really, you know, kind of introducing that as an additional token use case. Of course, we've got some others, and we've got more coming. When you have more tokens on site, you're going to be able to actually receive more rewards when other people vote for your stuff. And then you're going to be able to give more rewards when you vote for other people's stuff as well. So I think that's cool, man. Wallets are going to be opening up soon. I know there's a lot of people who've been kind of asking questions about that. And of course, as we talked about, if you want to withdraw them, you can withdraw them. If you want to put them in there and power up and kind of get to the next level, so you have a little bit more of a voting stake, you can do that too. So just one of
yeah, absolutely. And another exciting thing that we've been talking about as well is we're going to start doing weekly airdrops, so that everyone who does have tokens on the site, we're going to airdrop a weekly amount. I don't know exactly what it's going to be yet. Probably, you know, maybe 50 to 100,000 tokens, something like that. And they will get airdropped to your on-site balance. So essentially, the more tokens you hold on site, the more more of that airdrop you'll actually receive each week. So it's just a way of incentivizing, another way of incentivizing people to hold their tokens on site, basically, and to reward those who have earned tokens. I've had lots of users who have contributed a lot of great content, and they've kind of built up quite a large token on-site sort of token balance. And yeah, we really want to sort of thank those people and reward them. And this is one way of doing that. So that should be happening in the next week or two as well.
Yeah, it's exciting because we do have a really amazing community. And of course, like Trybe is one of those things that's totally community based. If nobody wanted to post on Trybe, we wouldn't have anything. We just have some really like talented people. We have a really strong community. I think we're up to like 1,900 in our Telegram. Our YouTube channel is finally coming up to 1,000 subscribers, which is kind of cool. And
awesome.
Yeah, just everything is growing. Our users are growing. And you kind of talked about a really interesting statistic that I wanted to discuss, and that had to do with user retention on the new site versus the old site, right? And whereas
exactly, that's something I've been keeping an eye on. In Google Analytics, you can do this thing called cohort analysis, which basically means that you can see the changes from day to day and how any changes to the website make a difference to the new users coming on. And essentially, another statistic that we have is engagement and retention. So you can see from day to day how many of the users which came on that day, how many of them came back the next day, and how many of those came back the following day. And you can basically see kind of like the retention rate over time. And usually people do drop off, obviously, over time. And previously, the statistic on the old site was about 4 to 5% of the users would revisit the next day. It doesn't mean that those users wouldn't come back. Maybe they'd come back 10 days later, but they wouldn't come back the next day necessarily. Whereas on the new site, it appears that the retention rate is around about 11 or 12%, which is a 3 times increase. So that basically means that 12% of the people who visited the site the previous day come back to the site the next day, which is, that might not sound like much, but that's actually quite a high number, considering that the next day we also get lots of new users visiting the site as well. And then, on the third day, maybe some of those ones from the first day will come back as well. So, if that is actually the case, we don't really have enough statistics to sort of to prove that yet, but it looks like that is definitely going to be the case. And it's what we expected as well. We definitely expect a much higher level of engagement and retention on the new site. There's just, more things you can do. You can use the social feeds. It's got the messaging functionality as well, so you can message people on there. So that's exciting, and it's promising to see that the new site has, definitely going to increase our retention and engagement dramatically. So yeah, that's super cool.
It is. And of course, we've also, interestingly enough, we ended up with a really, really good SEO rating. So we've got a lot of natural traffic, and it's starting to pick up too, which is actually coming directly from like Google search. And people are, if you write an article, it doesn't just go into the void. It actually ranks, pretty highly on some of the Google rankings as well. So
yeah, exactly. Our organic search traffic is really starting to pick up now as well. I think, we get something like, I think it's like 500,000 impressions per month in Google or something like that. So that's really high. We still don't get 500,000 clicks, but just the fact that our articles are starting to rank and appear in Google search results is a really promising sign as well. So
of course.
Yeah, lots of cool statistics there
yeah. And that's largely due to, in part to a lot of the work that you guys have kind of been doing over the last little while, and a lot of the work some of our really talented writers have been doing, and the devs in the back. And of course, this is kind of like your domain, so you would plan this from the start, and you kind of outlaid this plan, and I was kind of like, yeah, sure, Tom. And it actually, what you're talking about. It's paid off really, really well, and I love to see the fact that because you did put a lot of work into that, man. That was all Tom Norwood doing some of the SEO stuff, and it's working out really, really well. So that's cool.
Yeah, well, it's me and also the team as well. Like the team, everyone's been contributing great articles. Everyone's been working on that, and we've got a long list of articles that we want to write to basically cover all the possible combinations of keywords that people put into Google. So our plan is to just dominate the crypto keywords in Google, in the future. Type in anything related to crypto and Trybe will come up there as one of the top top ranked sites. So that will just, in the end, that's going to drive a massive amount of traffic naturally without any marketing spend. So yeah, it's a long-term plan, but we're definitely getting there, which is super cool.
Yeah, I noticed we do really well with EOS, because even whenever I'm looking up projects or whatever it might be, I notice that like oftentimes in the first like 2 to 5 kind of results, it's trybe.one. So it's interesting to see when I'm just kind of cruising the EOS space and seeing all these Trybe
Yep.
articles pop up in particular. So that's
Yeah, definitely. That's right. Yeah, I've
um,
had people comment on that sometimes the Trybe article appears even above their site. So, which is great.
it is, yeah, no, it
And
is, it is cool.
no,
Um,
it's cool.
let's talk about something else, Tom. Kind of like one of the next things that you are working on. Kind of teamed up with Max Gravit a little bit on.
Yeah, so look, we've been looking at partnerships, basically, just ways that we can partner with other people in the space. Max works with Gifty, and
Yep.
so we've been sort of talking about possible integrations with them. That they want to build like an identity and reputation type system. I mean, that's kind of the core product that they're looking to build,
Yeah.
so that people can build up like this decentralized kind of version of a reputation and an identity. And that's obviously something which would be very useful to have in Trybe, where people can build up a reputation, within Trybe, which is independent of the amount of tokens they've got on site. Because like we said before, people can add tokens to the site, people can take tokens off the site, but we still want to enable people to keep their reputation, even if they do decide to withdraw their tokens. So yeah, we want to build a reputation system and Gifty's kind of doing that. And we also want to have a verification system, because we don't want people creating hundreds of fake accounts and voting for each other and that kind of thing. So to be able to verify that each person is in fact an individual, and that each account is only, each individual only has one account. And I think Gifty's working on that as well. They're looking at some interesting technology at the moment, using like voice recognition and things like that. So yeah, we're definitely chatting to them about potential partnerships, how we could kind of integrate that into Trybe. And the other thing is we're talking to another group who's building like a local EOS sort of platform, and that's something that I had in mind as well. So they're working on something a bit similar to that. So looking at how we can potentially integrate that into Trybe as well, so that people could exchange fiat for crypto in their local community. So yeah, basically just trying to reach out and make partnerships at this stage. I think it's a good time to do that. Everyone's working on kind of new projects, so looking at people that we can partner with.
Yeah, for sure. For anybody who doesn't know, like local EOS is kind of it's a spin-off of local Bitcoin, where you can, for example, meet up with somebody. You can buy Bitcoin with PayPal, or you can do a person-to-person transaction where the money goes into escrow, the EOS goes into escrow, you both confirm. So lots of really, really cool stuff on the horizon. And man, Trybe 2.0 is looking slick. We always, if you have any issues, dip into our Telegram, come and chat with us about them. There's a couple of minor bugs, but I think overall the transition, I expected complete and utter chaos and pandemonium. And I put out like this, kind of tongue in cheek on Twitter, saying like, expect the unexpected. And I think I hashtagged it like Murphy's Law or something like that. And it was like really, really smooth. So I got to give it to you and our whole tech team and some of the guys who are making the difference in the back. Some of our devs doing a hell of a job. And I'm really proud how far we've come. And I know that this is just the beginning, and Trybe is just
yeah. Absolutely, Matt. And just before we go, I mean, there was one thing that we were kind of, talking a little bit about just before this interview, and that is kind of like, what we'd like to do with Trybe in the future. And one of the things that you mentioned, and I really love this idea, is like a Kiva, like, a system where people in the third world can, receive funding, like a bit like a crowdfunding type project, where they can receive funding to set up a bicycle repair shop or a little chicken farm, or like something kind of cool, use their skills and set up their own little business and start to build an income for themselves. And people in the first world can finance that, and crypto is the perfect way to do that, to sort of more evenly distribute the wealth in the world. And yeah, I love that idea, and I'd love to build something like that, you know.
Yeah, man, like everybody focuses on, and I'm not trying to sound cheesy here. Like this is me being legitimate. Everybody focuses on like, you got to do this and you got to like make money, and crypto is, fast and furious and like, but at the end of the day, if we could really, if everything that we're doing, we could really kind of build something that has the ability to impact and change the lives of people, then that's really what it's all about. It would just, if I could get nothing more out of Trybe than to build a really, really cool platform that everybody goes and uses, and potentially something that really has the opportunity to kind of affect other people's lives. And that to me would be a beautiful thing, man, because life is short, and it's not about how much money you have, because nobody remembers how much money you have when you die. It's about kind of the legacy that you leave when when you pass away. That's really what it boils down to. And it's not like, I'm not trying to, get too sappy on you, but it would just be cool to be able to use Trybe in a way to kind of create some decentralized opportunities for people who might need them. So that's really cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I love that idea. In fact, I was talking to a woman the other day here in Melbourne, and she wants to build kind of like this social network for homeless people where you can, donate crypto to homeless people. They can create a profile and put images themselves and that kind of thing. And I was thinking that would be another awesome use case for Trybe,
Yep.
Or for a Trybe subsite, maybe we could have that, and then people could, earn tokens and donate those tokens to local homeless, and then they could go and redeem them, at some food van or something like that, or maybe a shelter where they could redeem them for a bed, or a clothing shop, they go and redeem them for some warm clothes, or so I think there's so many cool things that we can do with this technology. And as I totally agree with what you say, so many people are all about the money, but I think in the end it's more about, for me anyway, it's the positive impact you have on the world. So yeah, hopefully we can do something cool.
Yeah. And I just wanted to put a little thing out there too, for anybody who might know or might not know. I have taken an operations manager role at Warbly. It doesn't mean that I'm going anywhere from Trybe. Trybe is always going to be, my baby. I'm always going to be involved in Trybe, but we are looking for, I'm not going to have as much of an opportunity to do as much content on YouTube as I would like to be doing. That was the one thing that I really love to do. Unfortunately, it's going to come to a stage where I'm not going to be as busy as I want to. So we're looking for content creators to help create this like decentralized YouTube channel. We've had some really, really amazing content creators step up. If you're doing content on crypto or you're doing content on EOS, we want your videos. We'll make sure that we, of course, promote your videos, and we'll make sure that we give you credit to your own channel and try to drive as many subscribers over that way as possible. So if you are a content creator and you're interested in becoming a content creator, please reach out to us. We want your videos. We're going to put them on Trybe. We're going to promote your stuff, and we're going to make sure we drive as many subscribers back to you as possible, while kind of creating this decentralized community channel, which was really kind of the intention from the start. So just a little bit of an APB. If you're making content, you want a little bit of extra exposure. I think we're up around 900 people in our YouTube channel, which is growing really quickly, but we are looking for your content. We do want you to come by. We'll make sure that we do promote all of your stuff, and feel free to drop us a line and get in touch.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
All right, my man.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt.
You got things to do. I've got things to do.
So you. Absolutely. Yep.
Trybe 2.0 is here. It's there. Go check it out. If you weren't super impressed with the first Trybe, we do encourage you to go and have another look, because the new platform is it's improved, it's faster, it's sleeker, and a heck of a lot cooler. So
exponentially better. Yeah, absolutely. And it's only going to improve from here as well. So check it out.
You betcha.
Thanks, Matt. See you soon.
Bye, buddy.
All right. See you, buddy. Bye.